Hey everyone, and welcome to today's workout. Today's workout is a slow sculpt for the abs and lower body. So I've designed today's routine to focus on one of the main Pilates principles of slow and controlled movements, focusing on stability in the core and the powerhouse and through the rest of the body. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So coming to your mat, let's lay down. So we'll do a roll down to lay down today. Knees are gonna be bent, feet are planted on the floor. Spine is long and tall. Arms are gonna go out in front of you, palms facing in towards one another. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, tuck your tail under, pull the belly in and slowly roll back to lay back one vertebra at a time. Awesome, just scooching those heels in towards your seat. Knees are still bent, pointed towards the ceiling. We'll start with just a couple deep breaths here to get working up to our workout. So let's take a big inhale through your nose, into our Pilates breath, exhaling through your mouth. As you inhale, I want you to think about the lungs inflating with air, the rib cage expanding wide. As you exhale, I want you to knit the front ribs together. So really pull those abdominals in and try to breathe out all the air in the lungs. Let's take two more deep breaths like this. Inhale and exhale, pulling that navel in towards the spine. One more big inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now let's add on those pelvic tilts for our next couple deep breaths. So take an inhale through your nose. As you exhale, I want you to engage your glutes, pull your belly in, slowly tip your hips forward, pulling your bottom rib towards your hip bone. On your inhale, rock your hips and pelvis back to neutral. So just starting to loosen up that lower lumbar spine. Exhale, belly pulls in, spine imprints into the mat behind you, hips tip forward. And then inhale, rocking back to neutral. So that little tiny space between your lower back and the mat behind you. Two more deep breaths like this. Exhaling to rock forward. And inhaling back to neutral. One more. Exhaling. And inhaling back to a neutral spine. Perfect. From here, we're gonna get right into our abdominal work. So let's go ahead and bring those legs to tabletop, knees over the hips, ankles in line with the knees, shins parallel to the floor. Hands are gonna go behind the head, elbows are wide. We're crunching up to that abdominal crunch position. Holding here, you're gonna drop your right toes down to your mat, the leg stays in the same shape, and then lift the leg back to tabletop. Now left toes lower to tap, and scoop, lift back to tabletop. So upper body stays still. We're trying to keep the head, neck, and shoulders lifted as high as you can. If you need to, if it's more comfortable, you can always bring those arms out to your side, palms down towards the floor. Or if it's too much tension in the neck, you can lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Beautiful, so just staying here. Adding on, if you'd like a little extra, instead of just that toe tap, you can extend the leg long out, pull it back in. Extend long and pull it back in. Whatever is more comfortable for you, we want to make sure that the spine is imprinted on the mat. So we're really pulling that belly in and pressing through the abs into the spine, pressing the spine into the mat. Perfect. We're going to stay here for 8. Focusing on that control and stability in the hips and pelvis. Beautiful job, guys. Try to lift the head, neck, and shoulders just a little bit higher. Pulling those shoulders down away from the ears. Your lat muscles are pulling down towards the hips, so we're trying to cinch in that waist. We've got 2 more each side. Beautiful. Then we're going to try to keep the head, neck, and shoulders lifted here. If you need to take a quick reset, go ahead and do so. Last one on that left leg. From here, we're gonna pull the right knee all the way into the chest. Left leg is going to extend out long. So your left hand's gonna go to top of the right knee. Right hand is gonna go to the ankle. We're going into single leg stretch here, but we're gonna go super slow. Remember, slow and controlled is the name of the game today. So inhale, pull that knee in a little deeper. Exhale, switch. Inhale here, and exhale, switch. So as you pull the knee in, I really want you to think about pulling the belly away from the knee, scooping that knee in from those low abdominals. Opposite leg is reaching long, so length through the leg. The whole entire leg is active. Slow and controlled. Upper body is still here. Beautiful. For 10. Keeping those front ribs closed. Keeping the chin off the chest. Slow and controlled. Length, power. Awesome. For 5. Try to lift a little higher if you can. For 4. 3 more. 2. Awesome. Last one. Each leg. Then we're going to pull both knees in. Hands go to the tops of the knees. Just rest your head down here for just a second and rock from side to side. Let those abs reset. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. We're going into double leg stretch next. So again, slow and controlled. I want you to inhale, arms and legs lengthen out, hold, find that little pause. Exhale, sweep the arms around, pull back in. Inhale, extend, hold, sweep around, pull back in. So that little hold is really gonna fire up those abdominal muscles. So try not to rush through it here. It's an inhale, hold, stretch long, sweep around, pull in, lift up. So scooping that low belly in. Inhale and exhale, scoop, pull in. Inhale, exhale, scoop, pull in. You got it for 5. So try to scoop up from the low abs and upper abdominals rather than pulling onto those knees to lift. Find the movement from the core. For 3. 2 more. Length and reach. Last one. Sweep around, pull in, and lower down. Rock from side to side for just a quick little reset. Awesome. Next exercise here. Let's go ahead and lengthen those legs long to the ceiling. Heels are together, toes are apart. You can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down if you'd like, but I'm going to challenge you to lift the head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring those hands to the back of your head, elbows are wide. We're going to lower the legs super, super, super slow here. Keep that spine imprinted on the mat. Scoop, lift the legs back up, super, super slow. So no momentum here. Inner thighs press together. Slow, slow, slow and controlled lower. And scoop, find that low belly, lift it up. Awesome. If you need to, you can bring those arms out to your sides again. If this is too much on the hip flexors or too much on the back, you can lower the legs to tabletop and do the same motion. We just want to think about that super slow and controlled movement, finding those deep abdominal muscles here. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more. Lower down with control. And slowly scoop, lift, pull up. 2 more. Awesome. Shoulders down away from the ears. Last one. Lower down. Scoop, lift all the way up, up, up. Pull those knees in and lower down. Rock from side to side. Awesome. From here, place those feet on the floor. You're going to press yourself up to rest on your forearms for this next set. So we want to press into the forearms. The chest is wide. The chest is lifted so we're not caving into those shoulders. From here, you're going to pull your legs into tabletop. Next, you're going to lengthen your legs long out at a low position, so stretch long. Pull the legs back to tabletop, then reach those legs up long to the ceiling. Pull into tabletop, reach low, scoop the low belly in to pull those knees in, then reach high and scoop back in. So keep that chest lifted. Beautiful. Reach and scoop, pull. Reach and scoop, pull. So giving those upper abs a little bit of rest here. Giving the neck a rest. Just finding those low abs here. Keep that low spine pressed into the mat still. So a C curve and that low spine. And then find that extra little knee pull in from the low belly. We're going to stay here for 10 more seconds, guys. So find that control. Find that stability. Pilates is all about control. Beautiful. For 5 more seconds here. For 3. For 2. Last one, wherever you are, pull those knees all the way in, set those feet down, walk your hands back or lengthen your arms out. We're lowering back down to the ground. From here, getting back into our crunch, we're gonna bring those legs to tabletop, hands come behind the head, head, neck, and shoulders are lifted. From here, I want you to lengthen your legs long out, hold. Open the legs the width of your mat, bring the legs back together. Then you're gonna pull your knees all the way in, scoop, crunch up. Lengthen the legs out, hold. Open, close, scoop, lift all the way up. From here, we're gonna get that little rest in between here because this is a toughie. So lower down quick, scoop, lift up, lengthen out, hold, open, close, scoop, pull in. Beautiful, and lower down. Lift up, lengthen, hold, open, close, scoop, pull in, lower down. Quick little reset. Awesome, 3 more like this. Lift up, lengthen, open, close, scoop in deep. Beautiful, 2 more. Scoop, lift, lengthen, open, close, scoop in from that low belly. Last one like this. Lift up, lengthen, open, close, pull in, scoop in, lift up. Okay, now we're gonna lift up and hold up. So lift up, lengthen, hold, keep that low spine imprinted. We're gonna open and close the legs for 10, 9, keep the legs active, belly pulled in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, legs come together, knees bend in, scoop in, lower down, quick little reset. So if you're feeling any tension in the low back, just lift those legs a little higher to the ceiling. Perfect, we're going again. So lift up, hold up, lengthen, open, close for 10, 9, find that little zip of the legs as they close for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, knees bend in and lower down. Whew, last set here. We're gonna lift up, hold up, lengthen, hold, open, close for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees bend in, head lowers down, and rock from side to side. Beautiful job, guys. From here, we still have to get those obliques. So we're gonna get right into a slow and controlled crisscross, and then we're gonna be done with the abs for a little bit. So hands are gonna come behind the head, elbows are wide, left knee's gonna stay in, right leg is gonna reach long. You're gonna lift and twist, right shoulder to left knee. Inhale through center, slow and controlled. Lift, twist, opposite side. Find that little pause and hold as you lift and twist. Pause and hold, lift and twist. We're gonna stay here for 6. Squeeze, hold. For 5. Squeeze, hold. For 4. Good job. We're almost there. 3 more. Each side. 2 more. Last one. Each side. Then pulling those knees in, lower everything down. Just rock from side to side. Perfect. From here, you're gonna bring your hands or your feet back to the mat. Arms are gonna be long by your sides. We're getting into our bridge work next. So we're gonna start with the feet hip distance apart. Today we're just hinging from the hips, focusing on that slow and controlled squeeze of the glutes. So I'm just gonna scoot down just a little bit here. So pressing into the palms, I want you to take an inhale through your nose. On your exhale, you're gonna squeeze the glutes, lift those hips all the way up, and lower down with control. Exhale, squeeze, lift, and inhale, lower. Beautiful. So trying to get that straight line, shoulder to hip to knee, front ribs are closed, tail's tucked under, glutes squeeze. So movements coming from the glutes. Perfect. For 10, 9, 8, 7, controlling that lift, controlling the lower. For 5, navel stays pulled into the spine, collarbone is wide. For 3, for 2, last one, we're gonna lift and hold. From here, we're going into those slow and controlled pulses. So I want you to focus on the lift more than the lower. It's just a lift and a squeeze, lift and a squeeze, slow and controlled, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Keep the belly pulled in, palms, forearms pressed down into the mat, equal weight through both sides of the body here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna lift and hold. Knees are gonna open the width of your mat or just slightly beyond the mat, and then you're gonna squeeze the inner thighs, bring those knees together. Knees open, hips stay lifted, knees close. So we're going to continue with this movement. I want you to think about as the knees open, we have an imaginary band around just above the knee. So you're pressing against that band and resisting the band as the inner thigh squeeze. Press and squeeze. Press and squeeze. Glutes are keeping those hips lifted. Belly's pulled in. Press and squeeze. Press, resist. Awesome. For 8. For 7. 6. 5. 4. 3 more, you got it. 2. Last one, we're going to bring those knees back in line with the hips. From here, you're going to lower those hips down just for a quick reset. We're going to scooch the feet all the way together now. Press into the palms, lift the hips all the way back up. From here, you're going to lift your right leg, lengthen it out to the edge of your mat. Toe is pointed, leg is straight. From here, you're going to lower the hips down. Squeeze into that left cheek, lift the hips back up. So it's just a hip lift here, keeping that right leg long. Firing into that left glute for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift, hold. Right foot comes down to the mat. Weight goes to the right side of the body, left leg lengthens out. Same thing, opposite side. Lower down, tap, squeeze right cheek, lift. Lower down, tap, squeeze, lift. Beautiful, slow and controlled. Remembering that alignment in the upper body, belly pulled in. Chin is off the chest. For 6, legs are long, her left leg is long. For 4, 3, 2, last one, lift, hold. Left foot comes back to your mat. Level your hips out. Tuck your tail under slightly. Bottom ribs to hip bones. Then from here, lower, squeeze, lift. Lower, squeeze, lift. Just those last few slow and controlled pulses. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, squeeze, hold, and then lower down with control. Awesome. Pull your knees into your chest, reset that back, rock from side to side. Awesome. From here, we're just going to roll onto that right side of your body, and we're getting into lower body next. Well, we've already kind of worked the lower body, but now into the legs. So from here, laying on your side, your bottom leg, your right leg is going to go long out to the edge of the mat. Your top leg is going to be bent. You're going to bring your tippy toes to the mat in front of you. So if this is too much to hold on your own, you can always hold on to that ankle, but I want you to make sure you're keeping length in the upper body. We're pressing into that ground, so your side oblique is pulling up and away from the floor. We're starting with our inner thighs here on that right side, so the foot's gonna be flexed. I just wanted you to start by lifting that bottom leg and holding it there. So take this time to adjust your hips. We want the hips stacked, we want the shoulders stacked. I want you to squeeze the inner thigh to lift that leg. So find the inner thigh rather than moving from the groin here. From here, we're just gonna start slow, controlled pulses. Lower lift, lower lift. So the leg is moving just about 2 inches down, 2 inches up here. Squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. So think about the movement. It's not just coming from the foot. It's really coming from that inner thigh. Inner thigh, squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. So the kneecaps lifting off the ground, the thighs lifting off the ground, belly's pulled in. Beautiful. Squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna lift up to that top range of motion and hold. Reflex the foot if you need to. Lower the leg down to hover, full range of motion here. Squeeze, lift all the way up. Lower down to hover and squeeze. So trying to keep control and stability in that upper body, pulling that side body up and away from the floor. Beautiful. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, we're gonna lift and hold. Tiny little circles here. Go as slow as you need to stay control of the movement. We don't want those hips to wobble. They might a little bit, but just pull the belly in a little deeper. Try to find that stability. For 5, 4, foot stays flexed. For 3, 2, and 1. Steady the leg. reverse those circles, opposite direction. Remember, movement's coming from that inner thigh. Beautiful. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that bottom leg down, and let it rest. I am breaking a sweat here, guys. From here, we're gonna bend the knees. Shins are gonna be stacked, knees are stacked, thighs are stacked, feet are flexed. From here, just make sure you still have the hips stacked, shoulders stacked. We're gonna lengthen that top leg out long. The foot is gonna be flexed. From here, we want the ankle lifted in line with the hip or just slightly higher. You're gonna internally rotate those toes. So the toes point towards the floor, heel points toward the ceiling, but I want you to make sure don't let those hips internally rotate towards the floor. Keep them square. It's just the leg that's rotated. From here, you're gonna sweep that top leg forward, keep the toes down, heel up, and then squeeze it back, slow and controlled. Sweep it forward, keep that ankle lifted in line with the hip, and squeeze it back. Beautiful. So what I want you to do is, as you're sweeping forward, I want you to try to find that little nice scoop in the low belly. Awesome. Making sure that movement, again, isn't just coming from the foot. It's coming from the glute. It's coming from the hamstring. Perfect. I'm just staying here for a little longer, guys. Upper body's still and stable. Try to keep those toes down, heel up. For 4, 3. If your range of motion is only here today, that's totally fine. I want you to go where you feel comfortable, but try to find that nice little stretch in the hamstring as you sweep forward and pull it back. 2 more like this. Awesome. Beautiful. Adjusting yourself if you need to, making sure that alignment is as best as it can be. This time we're going to sweep that leg halfway forward. Keep that ankle lifted in line with the hip or just slightly higher. Toe down, heel up. We're going to start tiny little circles forward here. Beautiful. Keep that foot flexed. For 6, belly pulled in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, steady the leg, reverse the circle, opposite direction. Awesome. Again, keeping that ankle lifted, keeping that leg long and active. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going back to full range of motion. So sweep that leg as far forward as you can and squeeze it back from the glute. Keep it long, keep it straight, sweep it forward, scoop the belly, and squeeze it back. Awesome. Sweep it forward and squeeze it back. For 5, I just love how with Pilates, the slow and controlled movements with just your body weight can do so much. It's just incredible. 2 more. Good job. On this last one, we're going to sweep the leg all the way far forward. Make sure that foot is now parallel. So toes and heel are level. From here, you're going to bend the knee, bring the heel to the seat, keep the foot flexed, stretch that leg out long. Keep the ankle lifted in line with the hip. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So finding that glute, finding that hamstring. Good job. For 6, 5, 4, 3. We're almost done, guys. 2 more. Last one, lengthen the leg long and hold. Foot is flexed and parallel with the floor. Tiny pulses here. Up, down, with control. Belly pulled in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Try to lift it a little higher if you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, bend it in and massage it out. Awesome job. From here, we're just going to that opposite side, so swiveling around. Starting with our inner thigh, we're gonna bend that top leg. Bottom leg is gonna be lengthened to the opposite end of your mat. The foot is flexed, hips are stacked. Bending the top leg, the tippy toes come to the floor. You can hold on to the ankle with that right hand if you need to. If holding your head up, your hands are getting tired, again, you can always lower your head all the way down, laying on that bicep. Just find what's comfortable for you and where you can keep your perfect alignment or almost perfect alignment. Every day should be getting a little bit better, right? So that bottom leg is long, the foot is flexed. From here, we're just gonna lift and hold. Take this time to adjust your alignment, find that inner thigh, find that nice little squeeze at the top, okay? Adjusting here, we're gonna start those tiny little pulses, just up, down, down with control. So making sure that movement's coming from the inner thigh, length through the upper body, control through the upper body. Try not to let the upper body just like slouch and relax. The longer you keep the upper body, the stronger you keep the upper body, the more you're gonna be able to work and control the low body. We're gonna hang here just for 10 more seconds, guys. Beautiful. And then we're going to that full range of motion. For 5, 4, 3, 2, let's squeeze, hold at the top. Try to lift that leg as high as you can, then lower it down to hover. Squeeze, lift, lower to hover. Squeeze, lift, lift, lift. Each time I want you to try to get that leg just a little bit higher. Find that inner thigh, work it a little bit more. Active leg. Think about length as you lift. Beautiful. For 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2. On this last one, we're gonna lift and hold. Reflex that foot if you need to. We're gonna circle that leg forward. So make those circles as small as you need to. We've already used this leg because it was our stabilizing leg for the last one, or we've already used the leg multiple ways. Anyways, the point is it's fatigued. So you wanna go as slow as you need to keep that control and alignment in the body. For 2 more this way, and then we're gonna reverse those circles. If you need to take a rest, just take a quick rest, get back at it. We're almost done. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna lift, squeeze, hold, get that leg as high as you can. If it's shaking, just take a big deep breath and then lower it down and let it rest. Awesome, we're done with the inner thighs. Last thing is that right leg, and then we are done for today's workout. So knees are stacked, shins are stacked, feet are flexed, hips are stacked. From here, we're just gonna stretch that top leg super long. You can keep your hand on your hip. You can put your hand on the floor in front of your belly, whatever's more comfortable for you to keep your alignment. From here, pointing those toes to the floor, heels to the ceiling, ankle stays lifted in line with the hip or just slightly higher. Sweeping that leg forward, keep it lifted, and squeeze it back. Toe down, heel up, sweep it forward. Try to find that nice little stretch through the hamstring and then squeeze the glute, squeeze it back. Mind over muscle here. We really want to find that connection because whenever, in anything in life, whenever you're moving your limbs, whether it's arms or legs, we have a tendency to just kind of not mindfully go through the movement. Pilates forces you to find that connection with the muscle that's actually supposed to be moving the limb or moving whatever you're doing. So it's super important to keep that focus. I know once the body starts to get tired, you forget about that, and it's easy to just kind of go through the motions, but I really want you to think about it all the way to the end. Make those muscles work. We've got 2 more here, guys. On this last one, we're gonna sweep that leg as halfway forward, toe stays down, heel stays up, ankles lifted above that hip or just in line with it. We're gonna start those little circles. Abs stay pulled in, beautiful. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Steady the leg, reverse those circles. Opposite direction. Try to keep that leg, ankle, heel lifted. Don't let it lower down too far. Don't let those muscles relax just yet. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going full range of motion. So sweep that leg forward, squeeze it back. Find that glute, find that control. Sweep it forward, keep it lifted, squeeze it back. Awesome. Toe down, heel up. Squeeze it back. Whew. Use your breath. Close your eyes if you need to. For 5. 4 more. I know the body wants to let that ankle lower down. Don't let it just yet. 2 more. On this last one, we're going to sweep that leg as far forward as you can. Make that foot parallel with the floor. Foot is still flexed. From here, you're going to bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So this knee stays lifted in line with the hip. The thighs are parallel to one another. Bend and stretch. Hips are stacked. Bend and stretch. Whoo, for 5. We're almost done for 4. 3 more. 2. On this last one, we have those little pulses, so just stretch it out long. Keep it flexed. Lift it up as high as you can, just slightly higher than that hip, and pulse, pulse. Whoo, close your eyes if you need to. We are almost done, guys, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend it in and massage it out. Awesome job. Let's get a little stretch just to finish out today's workout. So laying on your back, we'll have the knees bent. Let's go ahead and cross that right ankle over the left knee. Take a second here, just press that right knee back. Find a nice little stretch through the hip flexor. Then grabbing up underneath that left knee, you can tuck your chin to your chest. Find that gaze to your belly button, pull that left knee in, and get that nice stretch through the glute, through the hamstring. Woo, feels so good. Make sure you're breathing here. Super important to breathe as we stretch. Awesome. Then just lowering that leg down, lowering the head down. Uncrossing the legs, we'll cross that left ankle over the right knee. Same thing, opposite side. Left knee presses out. Quick little stretch here. And then pulling that right knee in, tucking the chin to the chest, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. And breathing here. Keep that left foot flexed. And breathe. Pull it in a little deeper. Chins off the chest. One more. Big inhale. One more. Big exhale. Lower that right foot down. Uncross the legs. One more thing to finish out. One more thing for our abs. Let's do a nice little roll up here. Slow and controlled, because that was our focus for today. So let's go ahead and lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms up over the head. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. Scoop the belly in. Slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time. If you can, roll all the way up to a seated position. Round on over. Touch those toes. Stretch nice and long. Hamstring stretch. Glute stretch. Back stretch. Big inhale. Big exhale. And then coming back up to a seated position. You guys are all done. Awesome job today. Thank you again for spending part of your day with me. I hope you always, as always, feel a little better, feel a little stronger for getting your movement in today. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.